LeBron in the lane. Easy does it for LBJ.
Just go out and try to prepare and be the best every night. Floor, give a lot of credit to my teammates and my coaching staff that I've had over the course of my career that has allowed me to be who I am, allowed me to use my influence, for the better of the team as well. Now, I got some wine waiting on me, but other than that, we can all toast to each other. So.
Most games with 25 points and 10 rebounds since LeBron came into the league. That's 2003-2004 season. LeBron is at the top with 216. AD, 193 in second. Dirk, KD, DeMarcus Cousins at 149 tonight. LeBron James, 26 and 11. Big game James, just doing it all. LeBron James.
We talk about him every game, right? Mm-hmm. He does it so many different ways. We look at the categories that he's in with a bunch of elite players, both former and current, and the ants out there and just taking advantage of them.
What was James's reaction when LeBron hit the
strong bleep? Bleep.
Yeah.
Strong.
I wish I could say it on TV. Sometimes there's certain words, only certain words can explain the way he plays. But
the words he was saying could not.
The funny thing about when you get that many years into the league and still have that joy and that drive to get out of the bed and still play this game is amazing. Because I know when I hit my 16th season, he has that same passion, that joy that he plays with.
Talk about how he's able to do that with that $1 million he puts into his health and exercise and all that stuff. That's crazy.
I think that's what's been so impressive to see early on in this season. You know, we talk about it, 36 years old, 18th season, to play at the level in which he continues to play out time and time again. He just knows his body so well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
7 years, right? You covered him 4 in Cleveland, 3 here?
6. Oh, 7 to this point, yeah.
Yeah, so every single game. Do you get surprised sometimes, or?
No, I was going to say,
actually, I'm just curious. Like, I feel like you've seen it all.
I guess it never ceases to amaze me, but I think that's what I thought about when I was watching him take over today and after the first half he had, was that, oftentimes we say that and to kind of go through the first half the way in which he did, and then to have that energy and have that change of gear. We always talk about change of pace. He still has that.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Doesn't miss anything. He could be sitting on the bench, and it could be a violation of something the referee missed, and he'll get up and he'll know exactly what's going on. It's like, I've never seen anything like it. Rob, he sleeps in a chamber. Put $1 million. How many chambers did you sleep in, and how much money did you put into your body a year?
Rob, all the pennies.
If I had put some money in my body, I would be limping around here right now. But think about LeBron. It's like the best analogy that I can come up with is, you think about it, in this first half, it's almost like he didn't plug in last night. And in the halftime, he went and plugged in like an electric car, and he got his energy ramped up.
He has been able to do it like he's done it, night in and night out, sustaining injuries, double-doubles, triple-doubles. I mean, amazing. At 36, it's hard to believe.
You say sustaining injuries. He has never been hurt. That's the part that pisses me off. I got hurt every game.
55 games last year. That was the first time, right?
And by the way, then there's Anthony Davis, who plays on the team.
Who?
And goes Anthony Davis.
Been very fortunate to play some games on my birthday, and this will be another opportunity for me to play the game that I love, and also just celebrate another year of existence. Coming from where I come from, a lot of people don't even make it, past 21, so, for me to be, rounding the base to 36 and playing the game that I love to play and being with a great team and a great organization, is very blessed. I'm very honored, and I'm happy to be, like I said, doing what I love to do.
That shiny ring sure makes it nice. And yeah, LeBron is now 36 years old. Nearly half of his life has been as an NBA player. And if he plays today, which he is scheduled to, it will be the 8th time he's played on December 30th in the NBA. So we found great plays from LeBron on his birthday.
Bullet pass to Z, wide open. Rebound crushed by LeBron.
Oh, he liked that one. He let out that little rebel yell there after he slammed that one down there.
Complete with a cake, candles, and they all blow it out for the 25th birthday of King James.
He moved their feet on defense.
Now Shaq against Josh Smith, the double kick. LeBron James burning out for rubber as he headed down the lane.
Well, the big fella waiting for LeBron to make his move. Throws the hammer down, the king, on his birthday.
LeBron with a steal, a breakaway. Oh!
Having fun on his birthday. And LeBron, put some mustard on it on your birthday, baby. There you go.
Now, Brian, those were his best NBA birthday plays, but did you see one during his high school days you were telling our producers about?
Yeah. The day he turned 17, he played in a tournament in Lewis, Delaware. The slam dunk to the beach, had one of the most amazing plays of his career when he forced overtime with a 4-point play at the buzzer. Buzzer beating four-pointer, got fouled, made the free throw, lost in overtime. But we won't bring that up. One of the great plays of his life.
Amazing. All right, Perk, as someone who just turned 36 yourself, how much longer can you see LeBron playing like the LeBron we've seen play all these years?
Well, it's crazy, Rachel. Braun and I came out of high school together, the same high school class, same draft class, and here I am starting my next career. We the same age. He's still going in year 18. To be honest, I can see him going another 6 years at this level. He already has the genes, and now he's invested. He's invested $2 million into his body. I'm really jealous. I wish he have a horrible birthday. I wish him nothing but the worst today.
Perk.
If he avoids injury, there's no end in sight. His mind is in an amazing place. His body's in an amazing place. Long live the king.
It really has been incredible to watch. And my advice for anyone betting against LeBron is keep your money, because every year so far, that has been a losing bet. Boy, look at those numbers as he has gotten older, and the mileage on him too. It's not just the years or the minutes played, it's the games played. It's the year after year after year without a substantive offseason. And he's ready to go at it again after the shortest offseason in NBA history. All right, guys, let's switch over to the Grizzlies, because they announced Tuesday that Ja Morant is going to miss 3 to 5 weeks with a grade 2 ankle sprain. We knew it wasn't going to be good right after we saw him landing awkwardly in the second quarter of Monday's win against the Nets. Looking at the Grizzlies' schedule moving forward.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. Big game James Worthy. Big shot Robert Horry. We've got Allie Clifton here. We got Brez and Trudell working the post-game locker room. We'll be hearing from everyone shortly. Guys, the Lakers kind of similar to game 1 against Memphis. Messed around a little bit. They only scored 94 points. By the way, that's the lowest they've scored this season. The low coming into this game was the Portland loss at 107. But just like they have in the past, they found a way to get it done. When you have the two best players on the court, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that's going to happen on most nights. They sweep the road trip. They go to 4-0 on the road and 6-2 overall, James.
Yeah, and, throughout 72 games this year, you're probably going to have a few games like that. Spend a little time in San Antonio, then you go into Memphis where you got to stay, longer than you've ever stayed, back-to-back games. I know they got some good barbecue in Memphis, too. I probably would have had me a couple slabs of ribs, kind of slow me down. But
how much for just one rib?
You're going to have those type of games. I mean, Memphis is a team without their star player. That automatically makes everybody else energy, play better, and they're up. It was a sloppy first half. Lakers turned the ball over too much. Didn't get to the free throw line like they usually do. Only 11 attempts at the free throw line. The bench production has been lacking a little bit because of players, not being available. So it's just one of those games, but it just goes to show you, like you said, the superiority that they have, that they can put their two big guns and close the game out.
Rob, I know I've had you talk about this before. Fish talked about it the other night as well. You guys have been on great teams that have repeated and won championships. Sometimes there are nights where, you got to admit it, it's hard to motivate, but you just know you're better than that team. And sometimes you flip that switch at the end. We kind of saw that tonight. It's dangerous. I know the fans don't love it, but tonight we saw it.
It's very dangerous because a turnover, as you see at the end of the game, two crucial turnovers right there, a 3-point there. And you don't want to play with teams like this because anytime you get a team like this, it gives them so much confidence that first quarter, second quarter, next thing you know, you're in the fourth quarter, and you're in a position that you don't want to be in. But the Lakers was grinding it out. They did what they needed to do, and they locked guys down the stretch. And that's the true sign of a championship team, to be able to lock in when need be.
Took the words out of my mouth. Sunday, they held Memphis to just 40 points in the second half. Tonight, 43 points. So they did it with defense and then turned it on at the end. Another big night from AD, 26 and 10, par for the course. He's with Mike Trudell.
All right, Anthony Davis, things got a little interesting. Final seconds there. What were you guys seeing as you held on to get this win?
We got to get back and play some defense. They're a team who's looking for their first home victory. We're a team who like to win on the road and establish a road-winning culture. The team is young, even though they're missing, their two best players, and Ja and JJ. They're going to continue to fight. And that's what they did all the way to the buzzer sound. Me and Bron had 2 turnovers where they, got fouled in on both plays. And then we had a miscommunication call on the 3 with Dylan Brooks. So we got to get better late game, but this team is scrappy. They're a young team who's hungry. Like I said, looking for their first home victory, and we was able to pull it off.
One thing that you guys seem to take pride in, you and LeBron, is making plays on both ends in crunch time, which separates you perhaps even from several other stars. We saw that again in the fourth tonight. AD, what is that mindset like where you both have to make sure you're getting the buckets on offense, but then be the guys that can make the plays on the other end?
Yeah, that's what your stars have to do on your team. Buckle down both ends of the floor. Ron with that big-time block. I had a block as well. Going to the line, making free throws on the other end, making plays for ourselves, for others. That's what it's about. We want to be a good team. Obviously, the team is going to lean on both of us, on both ends of the floor, and we're able to do it both ends, especially late game.
AD, last thing for you. Now, I'm sure you're not familiar with this stat, but you rank 9th all-time in games with at least 3 blocks and 3 steals. It's some pretty good company. Guys like Hakeem and Robinson up there on that list. What do you see there in tonight? Again, you're able to get so many deflections and be able to protect the rim like that.
It's activity. Getting my activity back high. Our team leads and goes defensively as far as I go, and I got to be the one to bring that activity each and every night, and was able to do that tonight. With my activity, getting deflections and protecting the rim. It carries on and trickles down to our other guys. Brian doing it, Trez doing it, Mark. Dennis is getting steals and Kuz and West. So all our guys, Markeith, protecting the rim. So we all playing our part. But I take pride in making sure that from the opening tip, I try to make sure that I go out there and bring that energy on the defensive end with deflections and blocks.
All right, Anthony, 4-0 road trip. Time to get on that plane back to LA, man.
Oh man, yes, please.
All right, appreciate it.
I think they were trying to go at halftime, but they had to kind of finish this game. Most games with 3 blocks and 3 steals. Rob, we wanted to show you this because your former teammate, one of your favorite guys in the world, Hakeem Olajuwon, the Dream, he's done this 204 times.
Wow.
Put that into perspective. Anthony Davis is 9th on the all-time list. He's done it 43 times. So AD came to play. He was big in crunch time. 10 3-point attempts, by the way, for AD. That's a career high. He hit 40% of them. He's 4 for 10. He had 26-10, 4 assists as well. So AD doing it all tonight, Rob.
Yeah, he had a plus 12, and that's what you want to see out of your guy. Even though if you really think about this, like he had no offensive rebounds. That's the only thing you can really say bad about his game. Shot a lot of 3, wastes all his talents just sitting outside the 3-point line.
James, you said it before the game ended. Lakers were in cruise mode. You just have to look at the free throw attempts to kind of know, especially when you see your star players only getting 2, 3 attempts. But in the end, you saw AD turn it to another level.
Yeah, and it's dangerous to flip that switch, but they know they can do it. And the thing about AD is he's not going to give you the same stats every night. Sometimes he'll give you big rebounds, but he's always going to give you something that is going to be impactful for the game and help the game to win. Obviously, he didn't get to the free throw line tonight. Shot 3s well, hit some buckets down the stretch. But in the long run, he's one of the best free throw shooters in the league. So I think that's a good start for him to get to the line, get other people involved. But I think tonight was one of those nights where he used his talent. He had LeBron to win a game. You're going to have those.
And Allie, you are going to have nights like this, and it's your defense that has to carry you, and that's where AD has kind of put his stamp on this team. We saw it when he came in day one, media day, said, I want to win Defensive Player of the Year. 3 blocks, 3 steals, impressive company right there.
This is why we all love to hear when he sat at his first press conference and was introduced to LA, and they asked if he would play the center position, how he felt about it. And he said, I will when you need me to. Because when you get rid of guys like Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, and you don't have that rim protection, but you can turn to a guy like Anthony Davis who can defend from the perimeter all the way back to the back of the rim. And then you pair that, because I loved how Mike Trudell pointed this out, you pair that within LeBron James barking out coverages, you become tough to beat because you know what they're going to do on the offensive end of the floor. But it's a total package with the two of them. And in closing situations, they've showed up.
You know, it was exciting. I remember when the Lakers traded for AD. We talked that entire offseason leading up to the season and then obviously the bubble. You know, when the Lakers take the floor, they're always going to have two of the three best players. You know, AD and LeBron are always going to be there. And that's something the Lakers just didn't have during that tough stretch of years. They'd come close, just like Memphis tonight, but they don't have the closers. I feel like I've done that Memphis show 6-7 years strong with all you guys right there with me. But now you're on the other side of it, and you have LeBron and AD. They score 15 points in a row in the last 3 minutes down the stretch to just separate that game, James. That's the ability they have.
It makes a big difference when you have those type of players every night. And if you don't have one, you can rely on the other. And most of the time, you have both of them together, which makes it almost impossible to stop them when they have complete role players around them. That's another thing that makes closers that more special, when they are capable of enhancing everybody else around them. So, but you're right.
To those guys, to find those guys that are open so they can either knock down a shot or make a pass to another guy to knock down a shot. Key shots.
Yeah, and you look at both their numbers, Ali, LeBron James with 26 points. When they reach those kind of numbers, Lakers rarely lose.
Can we talk about how LeBron himself was 5 points, 2 of 8 at the half? And he finishes with that line right there. You know, we just heard AD be a bit animated in regards to getting back to LA. You said I think the team probably wanted to come back at halftime.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet that LeBron James at halftime knew that what he gave in the first half, if they wanted to come away with the win, needed to be that much better in the second half. And obviously we saw that.
Obviously, though, I was talking about something earlier. You know, when you came here, we started winning. So you don't know that we could actually, the three of us could fly to Memphis right now and do their show and know exactly what to say.
I'm just surprised again.
Good young core, giving everything we had. Bench was great tonight.
Yeah.
Came up short.
Gave a lot of effort.
Gave a lot of effort. Get him next time.
Yeah, fans screaming at you on Twitter. We could do that show in our sleep. Right, Big Game?
Absolutely.
But you know what? We're here. Lakers are 6-2, sweep the road trip.
So just need to stay healthy.
94-92. LeBron James and AD, they combined for 52 and 21. Dennis Schroeder with 12 and 6 assists. Lakers sweep the road trip. Let's hear from Frank Vogel. We speak with Mike and the media on Zoom.